issue here is when someone plays, like a video on YouTube, before you get to the content, you have to watch an ad. You get that, bug that comes up, says you wait 15 seconds or something. And companies like AT&T, Verizon, Johnson & Johnson, these big companies, they've just found out that their ads are being played before some pretty offensive content, and they want it to stop.
Well, Google could lose as much as $750 million because of its advertiser boycott. That's according to Nomura Instinet. That would be about 10% of its projected 2017 revenue. Now, advertisers' mass exodus from YouTube continues amid ongoing concerns that ads are being placed next to extremist and offensive content. On Friday, PepsiCo, Walmart, and Dish suspended all Google ads except for targeted search. Starbucks and GM suspended all YouTube advertising, and cable channel FX isn't spending any money on any of Google's platforms. Toyota and Microsoft say they're monitoring the situation, while ad giant Procter & Gamble says it could make changes if it finds its ads appearing in a context that doesn't comply with its guidelines. Now, despite Google apologizing and saying it's taking steps to prevent this from happening, a Friday report by the Wall Street Journal found Google was still placing ads for high-profile brands on racist and anti-Semitic YouTube videos.
I am beyond upset with what's happened here and what's happening to my friends and how poorly content creators are being treated, and ultimately how screwed over you, our audiences, are going to be by what is coming down the line.
International boycott of YouTube and Google ads. We had news coming out of the UK that the British government, Toyota, McDonald's, hundreds of companies are pulling their ads. Then we got the news stateside that AT&T, Verizon, Johnson & Johnson, and others pulled their advertising. Then over the weekend we saw news out of Australia that Holden and Kia were pulling their advertising. And now the newest and biggest set of news, and I feel like we predicted it on this show, is YouTube's response. And this is news that could massively hurt my channel, any news channel, commentary channels. We got a peek at what this change would be on the 20th. YouTube wrote this blog post a week ago titled "Strengthening YouTube for Advertisers and Creators," writing, "There's a difference between the free expression that lives on YouTube and the content that brands have told us they want to advertise against. Our advertiser-friendly content policy set the tone for which videos can earn revenue, ensuring that ads only appear where they should. After listening to strong feedback from our advertisers, today we announced a number of actions, and we want to explain what these changes might mean for you, our YouTube creators. Tougher stance on hate speech. We will be implementing broader demonetization policies around videos that are perceived to be hateful or inflammatory. This includes removing ads more effectively from content that is harassing or attacking people based on their race, religion, gender, or similar categories. Also connected to this was accelerating appeals. Writing, today any creator whose video is demonetized can launch an appeal to have their video reviewed. Moving forward, we plan to improve the process so that reviews can happen even faster."
No longer were the public watching TV anymore. They were watching YouTubers. Secondly, when it came to news, media, and politics, people were no longer buying into the lies and the propaganda of the old guard prostitute journalists on CNN and CNBC. They were discovering alternative voices and found that they were being lied to on a daily basis when staring into the box in their living room. We are engaged in a media war on two fronts. The old school entertainment media is livid that gamers and beauty bloggers and folks like PewDiePie have bigger audiences than they do, and the news media are terrified of losing control of the narrative to the alternative independent news media. This all became apparent last year following a slew of demonetizations under the grounds that certain content was not advertiser friendly, but at that point no advertisers had come forward to complain.
This affects this channel and how it affects my aspirations to make a news network. The more that I think about it, the more that I think that fan funding and fan support is the way to go. I think it's one of the only ways that indie organizations can be free of the strings that come with funding, the strings that sometimes come with corporation, in a way that allows them to be truly independent and not potentially lose all their revenue from a day because an automated system said, no money for you. We'll have to wait and see.
So this is one of the things that's considered to be not advertiser friendly. Look at this line. Controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. Okay, so this is a damning indictment against the alternative news media, or any social commentator or political pundit, anybody who wants to talk about some event that's happened in the real world. Okay, the mainstream media have YouTube channels and they're allowed to talk about this stuff because they're, I suppose, the official news, right? The first, last, and only authority on news. They're allowed to show this footage and monetize their content, no problem. They do it on television, they do it online, they do it on YouTube. But we're not. This line is specifically designed to get independent news journalists to back the hell off and stop reporting the news.